to infinity and beyond.
Everybody, it's Roger and James here from Infinity and Beyond. So let's jump into this episode where we're going to be talking about Marvel Heroes Omega, which is going to be coming on the new live edition, it's going to on the PlayStation 4. Is going to be launching on May 23rd. Currently in closed beta. And that's going to be closing on the 18th. This will be like a week of early access for people that have already got access. But it'll be going live, so everyone's going to be able to log in, join the game from May 23rd, and play. And you're going to be able to play for free. So it's going to be a free game. There's also going to be a free download of Daredevil. You'll be able to pick him up for the PlayStation Store. No word yet on when it's coming to Xbox One. But this is the thing. I wanted to speak to you guys first off and speak to James here and to kind of give you guys maybe some hints and tips on how to get the most of this game for free. You know, it's a free-to-play game. Now, as much as it is a good idea sometimes to buy some content, buy some characters, support the players, enjoy the game, and but it is essentially a free-to-game play. So, James, what are your first tips to new players or to want to make the most of this game?
Well, I think the main tip, first of all, is to take advantage of the fact that you can test every character to level 10 before you commit to getting a single character, because you will get 400 Eternity Splinters, which are the in-game purchasing currency. There's multiple currencies, and we'll talk about that in a second, but Eternity Splinters, you'll get 400 of them. You can get almost every character in the game with those right up front for 400. There's 3 or 4 that you can't. And of course, they're the ones that people want. Yeah. Deadpool, Spider-Man, I think Wolverine might be as well. You don't get a refund on these, so whichever character you pick is the one that you're getting. So you want to make sure that you at least try the character out, but keep in mind that level 10 isn't going to tell you everything about this game. It's not even close. Some characters change drastically once you hit level 30. So do some research, figure out what you want. But if you want to pick based just on oh, I like that character, then go for it. The other thing to keep in mind, we talked about this, I think, in the previous one, is that there are a couple of characters who are 200 Eternity Splinters each. So if you want to get the most bang for your buck, check out those 3 characters. I think it's Squirrel Girl, Nova, and Angela, yes, yeah. Angela.
I definitely recommend Nova as a good starting.
Nova is a good character, and Angela's a good melee character. I know. I don't know, Roger, you're not a melee character player, but she's a good melee character. And Squirrel Girl is a fun little summoner character. She's got her squirrels. You can get 2 of those right out of the gate. So if you really want to maximize it, you can get 2. Having said that, one of the first tips I would tell you is if you're not spending money on the game, your storage space is going to be extremely limited, and you probably just want to focus on one character.
Yeah, this is the thing I was going to say. Is my view would be get into the game, pick your favorite character. Jump into the terminals, try out different characters that you maybe want to go. See if you like fighting up close, see if you like fighting from afar. Personally, I just pick. I'd go for Iron Man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Iron Man as my 400, and then from there on, just plow through the story. That's going to be my plan to do. Go for the story, get him leveled up to level 60. Just enjoy the story. Because I'll be honest, to me, if you have one character and you play through that entire 10 chapters, you've got yourself a bargain. You've had essentially a game like Marvel Alliance for free. And if that's all you do and you play through the game and you play through the whole solid thing with one character, just get through the story and you leave the game, I would even say just do it, because it's an excellent experience. It's great fun. You can't beat free, Even if you just did that alone, I think that is, worth your time and worth doing. And if you go into it with that is one way of looking at it and just going, I'm going to enjoy the story, enjoy the things. And of course, if you like the game, then you can stick around and then join in with all the other bits and pieces that are going on. But that would be my instant thing. You collect little Eternity Splinters as you're going around, so you can collect other characters as you build them up. Now, again, whether or not while you're building up your selection, you maybe buy the cheaper ones, because obviously, like you said, Iron Man, Spider-Man, they're a lot more expensive. So therefore, you might want to pick other characters. The other way of looking at it for saving money is maybe come into this one and knowing full well that you can't have every character and every costume without either spending money Because I don't think you can get the costumes any other way but money, can you now?
In the PC version, at the moment, there are a couple of ways of getting costumes for free, but none of those ways are transferring over to the PlayStation or Xbox version. So no, if you are not spending money, you will not get any other costumes other than the base default ones, which for the most part are actually still good, but you're going to be missing out on some cool things like Rocket Raccoon's got enhanced costumes which change his look, change his voice actor, and change the way his Groot sidekick look, and Deadpool's got a couple like that too. But yeah,
you're definitely going to look at it and kind of go, do I need this? This is going to cost me money. These are the bonuses, and these are the extra things.
Right.
If you want all luckily the characters can pretty much all be unlocked for free if you just grind the game and just play constantly, getting those in. They do drop a little bit more regularly on the console version than on the PC version. I think it's about every 7 to 8 minutes one would generally drop. So you can unlock them. The other way you could look at it is, how much time have I got? How much is it worth it? If do you enjoy the game? But I would say jump in, pick a character. Maybe, like you say, test them out a little bit in the patrols, see what characters you like, or even just from that initial sort of Age of Ultron thing that they added at the beginning, where you get to try out all the different characters. That's quite a good little indication, a very early stage of who you might prefer.
Another thing to keep in mind, we can't say for sure whether or not they'll do this, but at least in the early days of the PC version, they did end up giving away characters, not, constantly, but frequently enough that you could kind of guess that, if a movie was coming out, there might be a free character to go along with it, or a costume to go with the character. When they do anniversaries, like we've got the 3-year anniversary, or actually the 4-year anniversary coming up for the PC, and they are going to be giving away just a ton of stuff because, well, at this point also they've got to placate the PC players, but that's beside the point.
But I think there's definitely, like with the console version, keep an eye, because obviously you're going to get Daredevil for free at the beginning anyway, so you're getting an extra character from that point. They did it, I think they did it like with Luke Cage, they gave him away one, for whether or not that carries on to whether or not they do that on the console version might not be as easy as it was on the PC.
I suspect a lot of that we'll see it in the early days of the console because they want people to get hooked. And so, when the Defenders comes out, maybe we'll get some of those characters will be free or half price or whatever. And then, when Thor Ragnarok comes out or when Spider-Man Homecomings comes out, there might be some freebies along there. I would not expect to get Spider-Man for free, obviously. But, they might have a Spider-Man, one of his secondary characters show up.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Jessica Jones isn't in the game, but you could start seeing some different costumes and stuff, or they could give away Luke Cage around that time. Or I don't think it'd be Iron Fist because obviously he's locked behind a timed exclusive. But then by the time they come, it definitely, like I said, I think you've got to go into this one here of thinking, basically time is money. So if you want to unlock everything, you've basically got two options at this point. You've either got to put a lot of time in and grind, or you pay your money and you get it straight away. Those are your two options. There are lots of different tricks, like you say, upgrading stash, etc., upgrading your inventory is probably more cost effective. It's probably better for playing the game than buying more characters. As much as it's fun having all the characters, and kind of the thing that jumps in, you can unlock most of them free. The new ones are going to be locked, timed. So I don't know if it's 30 or 60 days. So you can't.
I think that's 30.
Yeah. So when Black Cat comes in, you aren't going to be able to get her straight away within Eternity Splinters. You're going to have to wait. But there is that aspect of just, if you take your time, you will be able to unlock everything for free, or unlock the characters. You're not going to be able to unlock everything, all the costumes, etc. But you've got to weigh up time versus money.
Another thing to keep in mind is there are various side activities that you're going to take part in. I'm not even talking about terminals and stuff. I'm talking about crafting, things of that nature. The crafting system they've overhauled completely, and in my opinion, not for the better. It's far more complicated now than it ever was in the PC, but there is that to do. You have to level up your crafters. You have to, level up your gear. You can only get certain levels of gear based on the difficulty that you're playing on, and the difficulties have to be unlocked for every single character, which is going to be, let's just say, tedious. Leave it at that. But as a free-to-play gamer, if all you're interested in doing is playing through that story once, which I do highly encourage, just like Roger did, you don't need to worry about any of that stuff because you'll get gear as drops. You'll get upgrades as you go along. You can play the entire game through on the normal difficulty, no problem, and you'll get to experience the entire thing. There is literally no playable content in this game that you cannot play as a free-to-play player. The only things that you got to pay for are intangibles, like unlocking characters faster, getting costumes, stuff like that.
And you're going to be able to unlock all. You're going to get all the trophies we're playing for the game. You get a lot of trophies that way. I have to remind you of the story on that. But there's quite a lot of content to jump into, and I think you've kind of got to go into this. I still, and it's that thing is me. If I still feel like even as a free-to-play game, I sort of sit there and go, they've given so much away for free that it's like there is that kind of element of almost entitlement. Well, I can get everything for free. Well, personally, had they not even had the, you could have. I would have paid £60 for this, or £50 for this game, and had unlocked all the characters, and would have felt that I'd got my money's worth just from the story alone. I do honestly believe that it. You can put your time into this game, and it's a very good free-to-play game from that aspect.
Yeah, and I have several hundred hours of it in the PC version. Now, that wasn't free-to-play. The game was, but I put money into it. And I don't regret it, but I don't feel the need to put any money into this. You're going to be playing Iron Man. I'm actually going to be playing War Machine, who I did pay for. I've got a couple of characters that I got for free as promotional bits for review, but I actually did pay for War Machine. He's more Iron Man than Iron Man is in this game. He's got more of the Iron Man traits, and I kind of hope they upgrade Iron Man at some point. But I think it's going to be a very interesting evolution for this game to see how they go over the next couple of years, because we know. Their roadmap is basically just going to be re-release all the PC content on PS4 because it'll be new to the PlayStation 4 players, which is fine. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
You see, I've got this issue right now where I'm actually going to end up playing through that story mode twice because I'm going to want to do it once on my normal account, and then I'll be to kind of get my trophies because I feel like that's kind of a good one to kind of get in there, but also. I'll be playing on my main, my US account because I have a feeling and stuff in the future, stuff will probably be coming on there a bit easier for me. But generally, I still can't say this enough. If you're jumping into it for free, jump in with the expectations that you are going to be limited. If you are, but it's not like a Skylanders game where it's like you need this character to get in here, or you can buy this. It's a lot more hidden. It's not like. I'm a mobile game where it's going, you need to cool down unless you buy this. There is none of that. It is a lot easier.
Yeah, actually, just stop talking because we don't want them to take these ideas into consideration. But that did remind me, there are a couple other things to keep in mind with the game is you don't actually have to play the story mode. You do have to play the tutorial the first time you play. I think you do have to do the raft the first time you play. And then I think you have to get up to level 20 or something like that to unlock the terminals. But there are other things you can do. You can go into the terminals, which are one-shot adventures. You fight a bunch of bad guys, and then you get to a villain at the end, and you fight them, and they drop loot, and then you can do it as many times as you want. There's Midtown, which is literally just endless gameplay of you running around, hunting down villains, doing some objectives if you choose to, or not. You don't have to. So you can choose to go through the story, or you can choose to not to. There is nothing restricting you, except for a couple of level requirements here and there.
Yeah.
And having said that, I do recommend playing through the story at least once, not least because it's actually the easiest way to get experience points at the moment. It's the easiest way to level up.
Yeah, and also, like you say, you need to get one character 60 to kind of unlock all the options and get all the levels and all the different terminals and one-shots and stuff. And then also you can, it's not a thing as well. If you are trying to level up your other characters and get you in grinding, you'll want to kind of have new levels to be able to go play in. Because obviously once you've completed the storyline, you could take your brand new level 1 character and take him into a level on chapter 6, just because you want to go in a different area. I mean, you'll get slaughtered pretty quick, but generally you'll want that freedom to kind of play out in different areas.
Well, your friend might have already played through the game, and they're trying to hunt through Mutant Town or something like that, and you're level 2. You can go over and join them, and actually the damage does scale.
Yeah.
So if you're a level 2 in what was traditionally like a level 30 area, you actually will still be able to impact the enemies there.
Yeah.
You might be a little bit more, of a paper target. You won't die instantly,
Yeah.
but you'll die easier than your friend who's level 30, has level 30 gear, has all their traits unlocked and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely play with them. You could be a level 1 character playing with your friend who is level 60, and it won't penalize you for it.
Just run around behind them, just grabbing all the XP, and you'll be fine.
You can even fight the enemies.
Yeah.
You'll do, a proportional damage. It'll be lower, but it's not like a lot of games where if you're level 1 and your guy's level 60, it's just like, dude, just holster your gun. It's not doing anything. Like Borderlands, I played with a guy who was significantly higher level than me in Borderlands. I'm just sitting there like, I'm helping, right? No, you're not doing anything.
Whacking you with a glove. But definitely, like I said, there's lots to do for free. There's lots to do. Definitely want to try this one out when it comes out on the live version when it hits the PlayStation on 23rd. But go into this, if you're listening to this now, lower your expectations of how much you're going to be able to do for free, because once you all those characters that you're there, I want this, you're just going to be grinding for time. And if you really want to, you got to cherry pick, try, and like you say, try them out for level 10, see how you get on. You might not even like the character, but if you want to unlock everything, it's going to take some time.
It's one of those catch-22s as well. Like, if you want to do it free to play, you're going to put so much time into it to unlock all the characters you want. And it's like, if you're going to put that much time into it, you might as well just throw a couple dollars at it and get the character so you can enjoy the experience. Yeah. I do hope that they give you more purchasing options in the store than they have right now, because it's very hard to recommend the packs. Some of them are very good value, especially once you add in that you get free in-game currency with them, which will allow you to buy more characters as well. But on the PC version, they're the same price, and you also get the stash increases, the inventory increases, and you don't get them here.
I can't help but feel like some of that's just inflation from 4 years ago, and they can't. And if they put the price up, PC players would moan anyway.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, justifiably.
Yeah, but it's the game. One of those odd things with gaming is, unlike the rest of the world where everything goes up constantly, video games don't. The only way they can do it is through microtransactions. It's the only way that they seem to have worked out that people will kind of put up with it. Whereas, when you go buy your loaf of bread and it goes up 20p overnight because the prices have gone up, you just have to do it. Games don't seem to do that.
No, games have been $60 here in America for a very long time now, through at least 3 or 4 console generations at this point. So and it's only the DLC that's adding the price in.
And so you've got to kind of weigh that up. But generally, like I said, apply for the game. You'll get your internal disciplines to unlock the characters, but it's going to take your time, and you've just got to go into that knowing that. But generally, there's a lot to be done for free on this one. Any other tips before we end up?
Do keep in mind that the Daredevil free promotion is limited time, so if you think you want to, at least get Daredevil, and you should, free character, awesome. That's saving you 400 Eternity Splinters or, $10 or whatever. At least log into the game long enough to get Daredevil. And you know what? It's going to take a little while to get through the story. It's not, we make it sound like it's a very quick experience. It's actually not. There's like 10 chapters plus Loki and, Hammer Bay. And there's more content in the PC version that has not yet been announced for PlayStation 4. So you can expect that even after launch, there will be new things to do. So play it, get your character, play through the story mode, but maybe don't delete the game yet, because there will be other things you can do down the road.
And the other thing as well is that, and they've kind of fixed a little bit more, was there was a tendency people could run through the story mode because they literally just would run to bosses. But you want to take your time.
The first time through.
Defeating everyone on the way through to kind of unlock those Eternity Splinters and stuff. But we'd love to know if you've got any tips. Let us know. You can get in touch with us on all the different social medias or dropping us a comment below. As I said, you can watch or listen to us on a number of different platforms, including YouTube, VidMe, and Twitch. And you can also find us audio versions over on iTunes and RSS feeds. And thank you very much for James for joining me, and we shall see you guys soon. Laters.
Later.